This is Boxing Talk 8576. I want to talk about my top 5 action fighters. I'm talking about fighters that come in, throw a lot of punches, can take a punch, knockouts, can pull a fight out in the last couple rounds, going forward and just all action. My number 5 action fighter is Mike Malhai Alvarado. I know he had a tough fight with Ruslan Provodnikov. He didn't finish the fight. He kind of quit on his stool, but he has a whole career of great fights. Coming forward, pulling fights out, going that extra mile, going forward all the time. He had 2 good fights with Brandon Bam Bam Rios. Mike Alvarado is an all-action fighter. I got to give it up to him. Much respect. Ruslan Provodnikov, the Russian. Man, this guy has jumped on the scene. He had a great action fight with Tim Bradley. Tim Bradley came in, he was trying to prove himself off the Pacquiao fight. A lot of people thought Pacquiao won the fight, but he came in there, stood toe-to-toe with the Russian, tried to take the Russian out, but the Russian, he found out that the Russian is a rock. That man comes forward. He's all action. He can take a punch. He can give a punch. He don't care about getting hit. He just came forward and knocked Bradley down a couple times. And there was one knockdown they didn't count. Ruslan put a beating on the man, put a beating on Bradley. Much respect to Bradley. Bradley took a lot of punches. Bradley tried to fight fire with fire, but that day he was out, fired as far as staying in the pocket and trading. He had to go to his boxing, which much ups to him that he went and started boxing and outboxed Ruslan in a lot of the middle rounds. That's why Bradley won the fight. But Ruslan came back with a tremendous fight against Mike Alvarado, another all-action fighter, and it was a great fight. Ruslan said he's gonna come in there and try to take Alvarado's heart, and that's what he did. He came in and took his heart. He said what he was gonna do. He said he fight for the glory, not the belt. But I'm looking forward to seeing Ruslan in some other great action fights down the road. Number 3 is Bam Bam Rios. Bam Bam Rios. Brandon Rios comes in, don't take a step back, balls to the wall. He don't care about getting hit. He goes in there, put punishment on, get punished. He had 2 good fights with Mike Alvarado, and now he's finna fight Manny Pacquiao, so that's going to be an all-action fight. Brandon Rios, never in a boring fight. All action. Bam Bam Rios, much respect. Number 2 all-action fighter is Keith One-Time Thurman. I know people like, man, why you got Keith Thurman on there? Because he can box and he can bang. He showed that against Diego Chavez. He came in. They was banging, going forward, throwing power shots, trying to knock each other out. They both was landing great punches. Then Keith Thurman went to his boxing and, showed Diego Chavez it's another level to his game. But Keith Thurman, one time is for, you got one time to make a mistake and he's going to knock you out. He's a knockout artist. That's what he does. He comes forward. He say, hey, I'm in here. People think they schooling me, but you know what I'm saying? He said he's the teacher. He's in there doing the schooling. So one time Keith Thurman, boxer puncher, look out for that man. That's my guy. He's on the rise. And number 1 all-action fighter is Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. People must have forgot. Pacquiao always in great fights. He's never in a boring fight. At least not on his end. Usually, if he do have kind of like a stinker, sometimes he had a stinker kind of against Bradley down the stretch in the last 4 or 5 rounds, because Bradley got on his bicycle a little bit. He felt the power, so, he got on his bicycle a little bit, in my opinion. I know people disagree with that, got their own opinion, but that's cool. But Manny Pacquiao had great fights, with Morales. He had great fights. Well, he always had great fights with Marquez, because him and Marquez cannot be in not a great fighter, because they're made for each other. He's finna have a great fight with Bam Bam Rios. It's gonna be a balls to the wall fight, all action. Don't be surprised if you see some knockdowns. Don't be surprised somebody to get knocked out. Manny Pacquiao is on a mission. I hope he got his head right. so he can get in there and do his thing. But that's my top 5 action fighters. Hey, leave me comments. Let me know if you have a list of your top 5 or how many action fighters you have on your list, or you just have one action fighter that you like. Just let me know. Leave comments below. Let's see, you know what I'm saying, other people's opinions on about who has, who like what all other action fighters are out there. Just let me know, you know what I'm saying, about any action fighters that I might have missed that you think should have made the list or they made your list. This is Boxing Talk 8576. I'm out.